Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here, and today we are finally talking about the BT09 Butterfly'D Moonlight meta-analysis. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to go over the top 5 decks that have been performing very well with the release of this Butterfly'd Moonlight set. That's a weird, it's weird to say, isn't it? With the D, the Butterfly'd Moonlight. I don't like that. Anyways, moving on though to the actual thing. So the top 5 decks, these are clearly based off the results that we've been seeing in Japan. So if you're curious of that and of how I come up with the top 5, this is how. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, and then I'll discuss a little bit of the meta afterwards of why it's kind of state, I guess I should say. So at number 5 is actually Pale Moon, the Harry deck, which is slightly interesting because I don't know, for some reason I thought going in Lukier was going to be slightly better. Harry is a little bit gimmicky. Not to say it's bad. It is definitely not bad in any way, especially with all of the draw abilities that it's basically getting. Yeah, no, I found that quite interesting that Harry's actually doing not so bad. Its win count is pretty significant, but we'll get into some more of that later. I'm getting ahead of myself. Fourth place is Murakumo Yasuie. Yasuie is again one of those decks we did not think going in that it was going to do as much. We didn't think it was going to be as impactful as it is, but Yasuie is quite kind of deadly. I'm a little out of my element here because I'm not familiar with some of these cards, but and like their names and stuff like that. But it's quite aggressive. I didn't think it was going to be. All of us here didn't think. Even people I know online and stuff were saying that too. So it's kind of awesome to see them performing very well. In third place is Kagero the Cross, and the Cross is performing pretty well because it's Vanguard centric and it can be deadly. So 3 Vanguard swings with at least 3 drive checks, possibly 4, and the numbers just go up, and the crit count can usually just go up too. So yeah, that's quite deadly, and that's why it's doing so well. We saw it take a jump in the last meta. It was at number 2 for a little while. Then it took a pretty significant jump, went up to number 1. And then now it's dropped down to number 3 with this set. So we'll see with the next set where Kagero is at after this Shadow Paladin set comes out. But okay, getting on to number 2. Number 2 is Grand Blue Night Rose. Night Rose with its multi-attack engine, it can get very significant numbers. They're like just the perfect numbers that it makes it hard to guard, along with its plus engine, make it quite deadly. So I think everyone knew that Night Rose was going to do quite well. I wasn't sure if it was going to do this well myself, but no, it's doing quite well, and the number 1 is a slight surprise to me. So number 1 is DI, Dark Regulars, and that is Shar Harat. Shar Harat is doing very, very well as well. It's actually doing outperforming the other decks by a pretty significant margin. So I think you're looking at your top deck right there. I am not 100% familiar with Shar Harat. I know it's good, and I know the functionality and stuff behind some of the deck, but I don't know what is making it so insanely good that it's outperforming these other ones. There's an 11, there's an 11, uh, it's won 11 more times than Night Rose has. So that's a pretty significant margin, and that is over 3 weeks that I've had to compile this data and stuff. So I feel it's quite significant. But I will say that at the end of the day, outside of DI is because DI is sitting here and Night Rose is sitting like right here. But outside of that, you've got Night Rose and the Cross that are very neck and neck. There's only one win difference between the two. And then you've also got with Murakumo, Yasuie, and Harry, there's a 2-win difference. And then just below Pale Moon is MLB for Royal Paladin, and then Messiah. So those two are quite neck and neck as well. And those two aren't much away, are just a leap away from the next one, who are just a leap away from the next set. So just going off of that and going off of what we're seeing, we are seeing a very, very healthy meta for Standard as of this set, I will say. I want to say Silver Dust Blaze was kind of the first one because Kagero and Messiah obviously were like just the top ones right there, but we did see some other decks as well. But I believe that was the start of it. But Butterfly'D Moonlight is the set that actually balances almost everything. It's the Thanos, if you will. But we'll have to see what the next meta is. We're gonna have to pay attention to this set. I've been I definitely was conflicted with some of the week 1 results because some of the week 1 results were all over the place. So that's usually why I wait till week 2. But this week, well, this time I waited a bit longer. So we will be back with you another time for the Shadow Paladin meta-analysis. Look for tomorrow. I'm sure we'll be doing a stream discussion because they're revealing an order card, I believe. I'm sure it's going to be exclusive to Shadows or something like that because Bushy loves Shadows. But yeah, just look for us later in the week. We'll be coming at you with some more content. And that's it from us, guys. Bye.